Hello guys, and welcome to another Bodysthenics tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to cover the 4 key fundamentals of a successful calisthenics athlete.
Bodysthenics.
These 4 areas of training must be applied on a daily basis with utmost attention and effort. Often many athletes plateau due to the fact that they lack understanding in these 4 key areas of their training. These 4 components determine your progress in calisthenics, and if you can just manage to firstly understand and secondly apply these 4 important concepts into your training on a daily basis, only then will you see real and fast progress in strength and in skills. And these 4 key areas are the following: the mental cues, execution, engagement, and technique. Let's begin with the mental cues. A mental cue is literally how you are thinking of a particular movement in your head before executing it. Are you just randomly executing exercises, or are you consciously aware of how to begin a certain skill or exercise before performing it? It all begins in your mind. Being able to understand certain mental cues will help you begin your practice of any given skill the correct way. Let's use the pike push-up as an example to further break down this concept. In order to perform a perfect pike push-up, you need to take your mind and body through 4 different phases. The first being the starting position, the second being the lean, the third is the dip, and the fourth being the pushing phase. In order to execute this perfect rep, you need to think of driving upwards and not backwards. A lot of athletes lack awareness of how to properly push on the way up, hence end up performing a less effective pushback exercise. This is a clear example in one's lack of ability to apply the correct mental cue in the pushing phase for the pike push-up. By applying the correct mental cue, this will enable you to perform the correct movement pattern. Now let's move on to execution. Once you are aware of the right mental cue, it's now time to execute. Correct execution will result into the correct body alignment. With the case of the pike push-up, once again, the 4 phases of the movement performed separately will allow you to create the proper body alignment we are looking for a perfect pike push-up rep. The same applies for the handstand push-up or any other skill. The first stage in the handstand push-up is to hold. The second is to lean at the shoulders. Third is the dip. And finally, the 4th stage is the push back up. These 4 phases are what's known as the execution process. If you combine this with the right mental cue, over time you will begin to perform perfect reps. Never neglect the correct execution process in any skill or movement which you are trying to learn. Now let's move on to the 3rd concept, which is engagement. Engagement is literally your ability to squeeze and engage any particular muscle group. Let's use the front lever to further break down engagement. In order to perform a perfect front lever, there are certain areas of the body which must remain engaged firmly and efficiently. The first is the scapula, which must be engaged in retraction, along with the lats and chest, which are the key supporting muscle groups to the scapula. Then down the chain of the body, we have the core, which must be tightly compact and squeezed. You then have the glutes, which must remain engaged, as a result, keeping the hips in posterior pelvic tilt position. And finally, you have the quad engagement, which will keep your knees straight and have your legs locked out throughout the entire movement. All these engagements we just mentioned must be performed simultaneously in order for you to have a perfect front lever. These engagements can also be strengthened separately using various exercises. Let's say you lack in glute engagement and tend to lose the hips during a front lever. You can work on candlestick hip thrusts and dragonflies to help strengthen that particular muscle group, which is lacking in this case. Nonetheless, engagement is vital and can be subjective from athlete to athlete, depending on where your weaknesses lay. It's important to assess your own form and identify areas of weakness which need work and strengthening. The final concept is technique. Correct technique is fundamental and is the core basis of what we teach our athletes via our powerful online coaching platform. Technique is determined by how well you are able to apply the previous 3 concepts as a whole. Being aware of the correct mental cues, along with being able to apply correct execution, along with the right muscle engagements, will result in correct technique overall. Let's take the planche as a quick example to further break down the concept of technique. Here are some examples of planche performed with incorrect technique. Now these planches are performed with correct technique. Technique and form are fundamentally the results and outcomes of your ability to apply and become better at these 4 key areas of your training. In summary, the right mental cues enable you to create the correct movement pattern. Correct execution allows you to create the right body alignment in your skills and strength moves. Correct engagement enables you to eventually achieve good form. And finally, all of these 3 turn you into an athlete with good and correct technique. The Ultimate Calisthenics course will teach you all about the 4 key methods which determine your progress in calisthenics.
Make sure to take advantage by gaining access and hitting the link in the description down below.
Bodysthenics.
If you guys found value, then be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell icon for notifications. We upload a new tutorial every Wednesday and Saturday at 3 PM European Eastern Summer Time. Before clicking out of this video, be sure to get your own wrist straps at bodysthenics.com.
For those who want to take their calisthenic strength and skills to the next level, be sure to jump on board our online coaching platform where athletes from all over the globe are taking their calisthenic strength and skills to the next level. Apply for online coaching and book your free call.
You can do this through Bodysthenics.